MTN SME Hub. Link to growth. Link to success. Link to the ultimate resource for business advice and insights.
Welcome back to the Big Small Business Show. In studio with us today, we've got Piet Nel. He's co-founder and managing director of Ergonomics Direct. And the issue that they're experiencing is imports, cheap imports that are probably not as good. But, you know, when the client is cost sensitive, you know, it looks good. It might break, you know, a month later, but it looks good for that month. So just speaking about that, you also bringing in product. You say you choose that product. Do you have that on an exclusive basis?
Some of it yes, some of it no.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, many of the international manufacturers that we deal with some of the biggest, or manufacture for some of the biggest office furniture suppliers in the world.
Yeah.
Companies like Herman Miller and Human Scale and the likes.
Yeah.
And they base many of the requirements for sole distribution on volumes that they sell in Europe and in the US.
Yeah.
So often what they say we need to do to have sole distribution is what the whole country wouldn't even do in a year's time.
Okay. Your typical client, just give me a sense of your typical client, or are there different types of personas of clients?
Vastly different, yes.
Give me a few.
Starting out in the medical industry, we still have a component of that where we're dealing with people with specific needs, back pain, neck pain, aches and pains. So ensuring that they are set up correctly and they can work comfortably. We also
How do they know about you? Do they get referred to you?
They do sometimes get referred by medical professionals, or they go onto the internet and find us.
Okay.
Yes. Then we are dealing with small, medium-sized companies, and also slowly infiltrating the corporate market, which is ideally where we want to be. It's much easier to sell 200 of a product than one chair to someone that's got very specific needs. But we do try and service all of these customers, but their needs differ vastly. So,
is there a concept of recurring revenue in your business?
I wish.
So there's not?
There's very, very little, and it is something that we are still working on, and it's my one bugbear that I'm still trying to get my head around. The closest I think we're getting to that at the moment is the reseller portals where we sell on, like Takealot, where we can fairly accurately predict what we're going to sell in a specific time period via those portals. But can you really sort of classify that as recurring revenue? Probably not.
No. But it was a good answer. The whole idea of ergonomics, and you speak about the pain, and pain ultimately leads within a workforce to less productivity.
Yes.
So my understanding would be that the value proposition is that if you've got a more ergonomic setup, you're going to, in the long run, be more productive, less sick days, etc. Do you have case studies, local case studies or international case studies on that?
There's a number of international case studies done on this, specifically by some of the bigger names, companies like Ergotron that is based in Europe. And all of these, or many of these case studies, have shown a significant increase in productivity, reduced sick days, and ultimately a positive effect on the bottom line. Unfortunately, there's no real local case studies yet, but it is actually something that we are looking into potentially doing, just to give it a bit of a South African spin, and just to be able to show companies the effect that it can really have. We've seen it ourselves in our own company and companies that we've assisted with ergonomic intervention. But I suppose something on paper would help.
You mentioned, Piet, you know, when I asked you what's your typical client, a I didn't hear like a corporate.
We do supply to corporates.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, coming from the medical background,
Yeah.
there's lots that we still need to learn. I often joke and say, I never intended to be in this industry. One morning I woke up and I was suddenly your uncle in the furniture business.
Yeah.
So we're still learning as we're going along, and we don't necessarily get to those corporates via the normal route of interior designers and architects, but we're slowly getting to network with them. So
yeah, well, that's my next question is, how do you get your clients? So it was, one is some referrals, some online, some is through resellers.
Yes.
What other channels are there?
Lots of online reseller portals, and then word of mouth, definitely. And then we do have, we are slowly increasing our corporate customers, and we are seeing that they are coming back. They might initially buy footrests, and in a few months' time, they'll come back and ask, but do we have X or Y? And we slowly start expanding our offering to them.
The last question is that I have here is, what business are you in? Are you in the consulting business? Are you in the wholesaling business? Are you in the retail business? Like,
we in the make it work business. So starting a business from scratch in quite a niche industry, we had to do different things to find our feet.
Yeah.
We like the product side of it. That is the biggest component of our business. But unfortunately, we often can't sell the product without the education and the information. And the consulting side, which has officially kicked off a couple of months ago, is new to us. We're very excited about it, but it is a different arm to what we're doing at the moment. And hopefully it will interlink, because often, an ergonomic audit identifying issues within the workplace can be better addressed with proper products that can actually alleviate some of those problems.
Piet, I think I've got enough to make some suggestions to you. So we're going to take a break now. And when we come back, some things for Piet and perhaps yourself to think about. Stay tuned.
MTN SME Hub, link to business success.